Hello, good morning and welcome. Many thanks for joining us on Galaxy. Today is a auspicious Thursday morning. It's the 11th day of January 2018. Yes, 11 days into the new year. And how are you rocking it so far? Is it wonderfully going well for you? Or are you just But this morning we're going to be telling you how to rock this year as a champion. Uche is looking glamorous this morning.
Yes, because I really must rock 2018 as a champion, psychologically, physically, emotionally, spiritually,
Yes.
professionally,
Okay.
and every other angle, you know. Well, I'm Uche Onyekuluche, and trust me, today is going to be very interesting because we'll be looking at how to rock. I might think I know how better way to rock my 2018, but we sure do have someone in the house, right, Justin?
Yes, we do, and we have an executive, a business, and a life coach with us here in the studio in the person of Abiola Salami. Good morning, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New
Good to
Year.
have you
Great
again.
to be here once again.
Okay, the last time I saw you had the Santa Claus cap on.
Yeah, that was Santa Champ. That came, bearing gifts and talking about how to rock Christmas.
Speaking of the
like a
gifts, many
champion.
thanks for those gifts.
Yeah,
Exactly,
welcome. Don't
yes.
mention. Don't mention.
Oh, really?
All right, now knowing that you're a champ, what I call it, a champ preacher or someone who believes so much in championing in whatever things you do, how do you think we should rock 2018, seeing that the people are just recovering from full scarcity issue, school fees, and a
And
whole
all
lot
the
of things,
Christmas spending,
so all those spending. So how
and
do
the
you
January 40 day in the month.
or 50 days a month. So how do we, because this January, how do we just kick off and say that we have a good and a sweet 2018?
Fantastic question. The new year requires something we often don't pay attention to.
Which is?
We pay attention to the new dates. We pay attention to the things we will wear. We pay attention to some other things, but we don't pay attention to the most important thing in the new year, which is that the new year requires a new you. The new year requires a new you.
But that's not supposed to be a resolution.
It is not about a resolution.
Okay.
What is it about?
It's about knowing that you have crossed into another period and time, and since we've crossed into another period and time, it is required that we should think about becoming better than who we were before.
But most people often want to do that when the year, is just new.
What most people do, two
Yeah.
things most people do. One is people concentrate on the new things they want to have.
Or have.
So by setting goals to have, so I want to get a new job, I want to start earning money on a new level, I want to get married, I want to, the things they want to have, right, on one hand, without necessarily talking about who they want to become. Now, being precedes having. If you want to have value, the first thing to do is to become a person of value. When you are a person of value, you will automatically attract value. Now, in an attempt to become something, some people do what we call New Year resolutions.
Yeah.
They only
You know,
steal.
yes, and so they say that this year I don't want to lie again. This year I don't want to drink again. This year I don't want to do this again. It doesn't mean anything. You know why it doesn't mean anything? Because they said the same thing January of 2017. They said the same thing January of 2016, 2015, and they've been saying, some people have been saying that for more than a decade. Some two, some three, more than 3 decades. So it is important that we concentrate on becoming better, so that all the goals, aspirations, the things we want to have become easier.
But sorry to cut and button, Abiola, don't you think that if you maybe resolve to be a better person as your resolution for the 2017, it's not a New Year resolution. I want to be a better me for 2017.
That looks like a confession from Justin.
So being a better me, what does it mean?
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, what
Let's get there.
exactly is it that you want to change? Then how do you want to position and measure success, in that change that you require? And one of the things we all need to improve on, everybody watching us right now needs to improve on, is the need to delay gratification.
Delay gratification.
Delayed gratification. Now, many people see that people you saw last year, we also last year, we admire. Some people want to be like. You know, the person may be someone in your family, the person may be someone that you've schooled together, you know, the person could be someone you just see in the media. You want to be like this person. Be like, please, the word. You want to be like this person. And oftentimes, what we don't realize is that greatness, the price for greatness is sacrifice. So delayed gratification is about making sacrifices on a whole new level this year. It means that, you know, you're working in an organization, you want to get a better job. It's important that you know that what you are earning right now, that you need to reinvest it. And we're not talking about properties now. We're not talking about buying shares now. We're talking about reinvesting it in yourself. And that is about learning. That's about learning. Somebody said the illiterate of the 21st century will be about those that can neither read nor write. About people that cannot learn, relearn, and unlearn. So one thing, the first thing we need to do, every one of us, is delay gratification. The second thing we need to do is to commit to continuous learning. Because what brought us into 2018 and to the level you are in 2018 is not sufficient to take you to where you dream and aim to go.
So committed to continuous learning, that means that you have to go for more trainings or do things differently or try to get education on how to do what ordinarily you were not doing so well.
Fantastic. Now, you know, speaking about continuous learning, some people think that to learn you have to go into a university. You know, but with the advent of technology, learning is easier than ever before. The only thing is the will to learn. There is access, the will to learn. Almost every young person I know has a phone, you know, and they have data on their phone. But people would rather, you know, take pictures and post on Instagram. You know, people would rather chat and do some other things. Whereas on that same platform, just Google anything you want to learn. You know, that person you want to become, that craft you want to start, that business you want to expand, even the business you currently have that you're running, you probably did well last year. But to do better, to position yourself on a whole new level, Google is the answer. On Google, you find anything you want. You have videos, you have anything you want to learn. You can learn from that place.
So can we look at weaknesses now? How do you break away from your weaknesses? I mean, these are new, like you said, it shouldn't be about resolution. But then it could also be, it's also being, or like you said, is being a new you. So how would you suggest one break out from habits, maybe a weakness that you really, really feel is eating too deep into you?
So the way I describe that word, I don't like using the word weakness. I like expressing it with a phrase. I call it area of improvement.
Area of improvement.
Because what's the difference between the two? Because you see, the name we call something, the name you call something is actually important in its effect and how it can impact you. So when you call something a weakness, you know, it's something holding you back, setting you back, that like concrete. There's no sign or feeling or anticipation for improvement, for a change. But when you call it an area of improvement, it is something you've noted and you want to move from that state into a better state. So it begins with the identification of that thing, you know, proper naming, proper christening of that thing. So how do we improve, you know, on the areas that we need to improve on? The first thing is to acknowledge it. You know,
to acknowledge that you need an improvement.
Yes, acknowledge that you need to improve on this thing, right? Now, the second thing to acknowledgement is seeking opportunities for improvement. I talked about learning the other time. One of the basic, simplest, easiest way to improve on any area is to learn. You know, don't be like those people that say, you know, that's the way my face is. I'm always like that. Or if I go ask them in my family, they know that when anybody gets on my nerve, I get angry. When I get angry, I can destroy anything, claiming it like it's your property or it's a right. You know, it's something.
As if it's an asset or something.
You know, as if it's an asset. Thank you. As if it's an asset. No, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is first you acknowledge it. Secondly, you learn. What are the triggers? Anger, for example. What's that thing that gets you angry? And what you realize is that when people know your trigger, they even use it. They use it against you when they know your trigger. When they know that if I say this thing, this person will just, you know, they use it against you. So once you know your triggers, the third thing you want to do is to now ensure that you stay away from things like that, from anything that will, you know, trigger you.
You have consciously have to do that.
You consciously have to ensure that you stay away from things like that. And as you stay away from things like that, you know, And as you seek to improve on yourself, you get better and better. And two things I want to say. One for the ladies, the other one for the gentlemen, men.
Yeah.
In 2018, ladies,
Yeah.
please be watchful. It makes no sense to spend your time with a man that does not value you, the time you're supposed to be spending developing your own enterprise, developing your career, developing your business. I am not saying don't be with a man. I'm just saying that don't be with a man that will not value you. If you must be with a man, ensure the man values you. Because, I mean, you're getting older and time is going. And by time is going, I'm not saying entangle yourself with any man. I'm saying time is going for you to build your empire, to build your business or your career, as the case may be. For the gentlemen, you to 2018, be watchful. Make sure that you don't find yourself with slave queens that will distract you from your vision.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Make
just
sure. Make sure you don't get yourself entangled with slave queens that will distract you from your vision. The measure of your success, the measure of who you are as a man, is how well you understand your vision and how much and how committed you are to pursuing it. And when you are committed to pursuing your vision and you are carrying it on along and you are achieving results, every other thing that is required will follow you. And the person that will support you and be with you on your vision, that's very important. I thought it's important I dropped those two lines for the ladies and for the gentlemen.
All right, fine. I just found one that I'm going to work on this year. And of course, Amuche sure knows. Okay,
Definitely.
just to remind you that you can be a part of this discussion. If you want to comment or if you want to share with us or even ask a question, you can do that by sending an SMS on the number now being displayed on your screen. Or you can interact with us via our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, using the hashtag Galaxy Today. I have one or two messages, but I'm going to read them after this quick break. Abiola Salami is still in the house. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. NTFS is just around the corner. So if you are a model or if you want to be a model, just seize the opportunity to be a super model. It's fashion. Let's speak. All right, we're still looking at how to rock 2018 as a champion. And Maja Kudumi sent in a message for Abiola here. Says, I'm a student of Uni Abuja. How can I rock 2018 as a champion financially and academically?
Okay, good questions. Those are two key areas for a student. You know, academically, which is you perform well. Financially, it's good to start to earn something, earn some money. So let me start with financially. You're a student in a university. You can easily look for something to sell, you know, within the campus, because the value you bring into the value you add to people determines the value you get from them. The value you add to people determines the value you get from them. So look for something of value, you know, to those people. And it may be as simple as, you know, selling groceries, selling food, selling, you know, provision. Okay, you know, selling food, selling something that people need every day. Okay. You know, that students need every day. Okay. You know, make sure your price is affordable, you know, so that everybody comes along. Then make sure you manage it well. You know, students will say they don't have money, that so please, if you give me when they send me money from home, you know, all of those things. Make sure you manage that well too. Now, I'm not saying you don't give credit, you know, make sure it's something you can manage, not beyond your capacity. For academics, while it's good to run business, it's also important for you, while it's good to run business on campus, it's also important for you to still concentrate on your academics, you know. And so depending on the course that you're studying, it's important to know what your strength is and what you need to improve on. There are people in school, all they need to do is attend lectures. And once they get into class and they can hear everything the lecturer is saying, all they need to do is review, maybe 2 weeks to the exam, and they come out top.
That used to be me.
You know, they just come. No, it's okay. She will tell her children. No, it's okay. It's okay. You will say that to her children. You know what people do. What parents
but seriously, that used to be
Tell me about it.
We're not debating.
I got drawn in. Who do we ask?
Like, seriously.
You know, there's nobody to ask around. You know, that's what parents go and ask my schoolmates. I was the best footballer in school. Really?
Yeah, but seriously, that used to be me.
Okay. Well,
I saw the result. You had a fair day there.
Like, seriously.
You know, so that is for if you know that's the kind of person you are, that once you're in class and the lecturer teaches and you can do a review 2 weeks to the exam, you're fine. There are other people that you need to be in class, you need to start reading immediately. You know, now it doesn't make you worse or make the other person better. It just makes you So understand your strength.
Different levels of assimilation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand your strength. And there are some people, the way they learn is by teaching others. You know,
Yeah.
they learn a bit, then they teach others. When they teach others, they assimilate. They can teach well. And when they teach you, you understand well too. So just know your strength. You know, so for academic success 2018 and for your financial success 2018.
I want to take it a bit further financially. You said start up a business, a little business that can actually provide basic needs of students and people around you. How do you do that? How do you do that? Is it from the stipend you get from home, or just how do you start it?
Okay, so because I don't know this person exactly, you know, I don't know what, but let me just say a few things. Number one is, if you can get some money, maybe 10,000 or 20,000, it's a good start. You know, if you don't have that much, you can look for some of your friends. You know, come together to put some money together to get to start.
How about save up a bit from your stipend?
Yes, that's another thing, because I said that if you can get some money, 10,000 or 20,000, maybe some savings that you have. Then besides, this is January. Maybe when uncles and aunties came around in December,
They
you know,
dropped, yeah.
they dropped some things, you harassed them. It's not time to go and use it to buy one brand new phone or one iPhone, so that you can be
You pepper them.
so that you can pepper all those your small-minded friends. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is, with that small money, take it, look for what to start with it within the campus.
Good.
Very important.
Good.
Okay, so still looking at it from that angle. I mean, I know that some students feel like I have to go to school first before doing any other thing. But aside from business, does it mean that he or she can pick up one or two, maybe jobs there to help her or his financial status?
Yeah, no, great point. Because depending on the school, you know, depending on the environment, the person just told us that he's a student or she's a student, you know. So depending on the school and the environment, you can pick up a job, you know, in town. You can pick up a job even on campus. You know, I know that there are even some lecturers that engage some students, you know, to work for them, maybe to conduct research and pay them, you know, maybe to mark some scripts for them, or to just work with them, do some administrative work with them, you know. So you can get a job, you know, you can start a business, just start something. And please, let me also mention this. Many people think that it is more honorable to start a business or own a business than when you are working in an organization somewhere. I dare say that none of the two is better than the other. None is better than the other. They both have their peculiar challenges. And one, if you have worked before and you are attempting to cross over to doing business, there's a way it sounds like, I want to be my own boss. I want to be like that guy. Once you cross over to the other side, you experience some realities, you know, and at times, people who start businesses, they're just looking forward to going back to working for other people again. So they both have their realities, and whichever you choose, just know that you want to go through and grow through in that reality.
That brings to the next question. What you just said, must everyone be entrepreneurs?
Okay. Must everyone be entrepreneur? That sounds like the topic of a debate.
No, because you just said this. Because lately, what you hear is start up your own business, do that. You know, if you're not doing that, it's as if you are not in the reality of this new world.
You know what we do most times in the world, Nigeria, across the globe. What we do is we engage in single stories. We engage in telling single stories. You know, so and we tell single stories from our perspective to suit whatever it is we want to do, without thinking that millions of people are listening to us out there that may make decisions based on the single-sided story that we are sharing. And so people go out, make decisions, and they make mistakes. You know, some lose money, some lose their lives, some lose. And it's important to have balance in anything we're talking about. One of such topics is entrepreneurship. You know, entrepreneurship and growing a career, developing a career. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody should even be running businesses. Some people should be contributing to building businesses. Because even if you think about it, how many people, if everybody's an entrepreneur, who builds the business? Who works the business? But the thing is, because of ego, EGO, because of ego, people want to say that I am the boss, you know, I am my own boss. You know, but really, that thing is a fluke. Everybody has a boss. Even when you have your business you're running, you have a boss somewhere. Some people hunger can be their boss because you're not making enough money, you know, to take care of yourself. Some people, bills will be their boss. When you start doing business, that's when you will realize that you need to pay tax, you need to pay some other utilities. You know, when you're working somewhere, you don't care about when the lights will come on. You don't care about the generating sets. You don't care about some things, you know, that you don't pay attention to. But once you start to run your business, you pay attention to that. And it's important for you to generate enough income so that you can cover your overhead and now, before now talking about profit. You know, so it's important to know that not everybody can, but if you decide that you want to, let's go back to the second point again, learn, get education, you know, get to learn, get to mingle with people, attend conferences, you know, get to learn that how do I run this? Don't let your ego, don't let your ego stop you from achieving the kind of success you can achieve in a career by crossing into doing a business.
Okay, so I also want us to look at the place of friends and companies. How do these people affect or build your, or make you rock your 2018 in a better way? Do you think that one needs to filter or go out and pick people you think that could
Even at the workplace too.
Great question. One of the strongest decisions anybody can make in 2018 is to stop relating with some people. In fact, that may be the best decision of your life as you're watching me now. That may be the best decision of your 2018 and your life going forward. You know, because if you want to fly with the eagles, you don't crawl with snails.
No, you don't.
If you want to fly with the eagles, you don't crawl with snails. And I don't care how high or good your self-esteem is. You know, your network always determines your net worth. That's number one. The other thing is that your network also determines your mindset. Because you cannot be around people that talk down, that think low about themselves, that talk negatively, people who are not passionate about anything. Those are the people around you, and you think you were passionate about anything. It's like virus. No matter how strong you are, the other people will bring you down. The research says that if you take an average, that the income you earn is the average of the 5 closest people to you. That your income is an average of the 5 closest people to you, meaning that people bring things to you. This is not even spiritual or anything. You know, in psychology, people bring things to you, the people you talk to, you know, the quality of your thoughts, the quality of the things that you share. So if you know that you want to rock 2018 like a champion, there are people you should separate yourselves from. You know, anybody that doesn't look like it's going anywhere should not be in your boat. You should not even be in the boat of anyone that doesn't look like it's going anywhere. And let me strike a balance between this, because I mean with this, because when people hear anybody that's not going anywhere, they start to size the person up. Was he driving? Where is he staying? You know, how much is he earning? How does he look? That is not the deciding factor. That's not the determining factor. The determining factor is what's the quality of conversation of the people around you. Are they people who are about the future and they're not just talking, they're also doers? Are they people who are willing to pay the price of sacrifice, you know, for the greatness that they want to? Are there people that will tell you they are attending a program, a conference somewhere, they are reading a book somewhere, they are online studying something somewhere, you know, not just because you think they are studying, but you can see the fruits in them as well, in the way they're talking, the way they are pursuing the things they're doing. You know, you want to cut off from some friends. It's not pride, it's your life. You need to take personal responsibility for your life, you know, and that's very important.
Maybe you should hammer on gossip as well.
Cutting across, you know, as being you know, proud and being too haughty. As in just doing it with some friends. Won't you come cut across to some people as, man, what is he feeling like? How come he doesn't want to be with us standards anymore? How do you handle all of that?
Okay. The first thing to note is you don't owe anybody any explanation for your future. In fact, all of them will come back and celebrate with you when you achieve success. But when you don't, I mean, you don't want to live a life where you are pleasing people to destroy your own future. You know, it's good to relate with people, it's good to care for people, it's good to be there for people, but you don't want anybody around you that will pull you back, you know, from achieving the success, the kind of success that you want to achieve. So people, let them say. I always say that, look at people with a let them say attitude. If you are not contributing to me and I'm not contributing to you, there's no reason for us to relate. So ensure that they are contributing to you. Again, my balance. By contributing to you, I'm not saying harass them for money, and if they are not giving you money, cut away from them. I'm saying that if they are not giving you life support, if you are not seeing anything mutually beneficial towards a goal that you want to achieve, the person you want to become, this 2018, my sister, I beg.
Okay, how about the part where we know that you have to move with companies who have to sharpen you and help you be better, and you also must have some kind of value to add to that company, because nobody wants to move with a dollar. So meaning that you have to be what you aspire. You also have, you should have potential. How about you hammering on ladies and gossip? This year, I think a whole lot of we ladies should just low down when it comes to gossip. I hear men gossip too as well.
Ah, do you?
Men discuss, yes.
Oh, come on, men gossip.
You guys, you discuss?
Yes.
You men discuss, and you women.
No,
Some
us
women.
men.
No, because of where I sit now, I don't have to wear,
No, because I've had cases where ladies would say that in the midst of gossip, you tend to encourage each other. And some people don't even know the difference between gossip and building each other.
Say that again. The midst of gossip.
Gossip, yes. You tend to encourage and build each other.
How manage?
That's what some people, yes. Some people think, yes. Some people think that way, that, okay, when you talk about something, it's about telling you, okay, if you don't want to be this person, then you have to watch it. But so, a whole lot of people get, they swim into it. They don't even know the difference between gossip and, so maybe you should just have to, because ladies or men generally, everybody needs to know how to value time in 2018, right? So I'd like you to hammer on that.
Okay, so I read a quote yesterday, or a statement yesterday, let me paraphrase it. So when they told you about me,
So what did you say?
what were you doing listening to them? When they told you about me, what were you doing listening to them? That you have the confidence to come and meet me to tell me that they said this about me. What I would have expected is that they said you fought there. And I'm wondering, my friend, why would you go and fight those people? And they now say to me that she fought or he fought because of me. Now, that's gossip. People talk about people behind their backs. My golden rule is anything you cannot say publicly about the third person, there's no need to say it to that second person. Anything you cannot say publicly. Because when you gossip, a number of things happen. The first thing is you lose respect from that person you are gossiping with. Because the person knows that the third person is the topic today, but he or she may be the topic tomorrow. So automatically you are branded as seen as a gossip. Just like when people commit, some of these sharp practices. You are only an accomplice for once. Any other time you become the suspect.
Yeah.
So when you are gossiping with someone, whether you are the one saying it, whether you are the one speaking or you are the one listening, it feels good that time you are an accomplice. Once you leave that place, the person brands you as a candidate for gossip. So what you want to do is to ensure that you make yourself someone that's not a candidate for gossip. You can have conversations, but when it comes about talking about people, you can just say, I don't want to go into that. Let us talk about something else. Or we can discuss a lesson in something by not necessarily pointing fingers, and mentioning this and expressing. Discuss a lesson without necessarily mentioning anybody.
Names,
So if the goal is to inspire, right? I mean, you've heard this before. Said prayer points in one church that let us pray for Sister so and so, who last week. We heard that she did this, and 3 weeks ago, whether she did this, and let us pray that the Lord will, I didn't want to mention those things they said in that joke.
Yes.
And that's not a prayer point. Somebody gossiping someone. If it is to inspire people or to get lessons, then don't mention names. Just say, let's do this and do this and do this.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Biola Salami. It's been very interesting and very educating, knowing some of those tips that you need to just put to practice so you can get a Champ Field 2018. Thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I can say that Justin have actually noted a whole lot because it's just going to happen this year. You get an invite.
All right, it's still going.
I assume I know what you're talking about.
Of course you do. You get an invite.
Okay, the show continues after this break. Away from this motivational chat, we're doing skincare talk, which I don't